Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out the board. P Funk, thinking right in my living room in the wee hours of the morning, still doing what I do for you. Excuse me. Today, got a good lesson for you. I feel good about this. Let's get this party started. Right as in 25 rules led by storytelling. Story with a message in the story for life. I'm giving life lessons. You tuning in and receiving them. I appreciate you. Let's go. Right thinking's mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and more importantly, motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Get to know who you are. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission. Yeah, I'm on it, doggone it. Your job is to do what? Acquire information so that you can know yourself, aka know thyself. And one of these persons are you. You'll find out. Put the work in, you'll know. Here you go. I'm just trying to help you along the way. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. I can't help you. I'm going to disregard you. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. I can teach you. Tune in. That's why I do what I do. It's for you. I got you. A person who knows not and believes that they know is dangerous. I would avoid you. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows not that they know is asleep. That's okay. I can awaken them with what? Knowledge of self. I'm the spiritual alarm clock. I wake you up to yourself. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And my be true, excuse me. Always be true to yourself. Okay? That's just Makaru. Speaking Makaru means you're speaking from the heart. Understand that. And no, you can't Google it. It's not in Google's database, so it's ours. Along with Nihas, a few others. But let's go. Right thinkers, let's talk about how to open your third eye. This is one of my favorites. So it may take a little while. I hope you don't mind, but let's go. I'm just trying to get you to see that, get that third eye open. Now, our ancient Egyptians used symbology to teach philosophical concepts and perspectives. I've adopted them, I've mastered them, I'm teaching them the same way. No, not the same way, but my way. I'm breaking it down so that you can get an understanding for our time so that you can use it now. Trust me, knowledge of self still works. Okay? Here you go. Now, the I, which I ain't rocking today, I got my girls on today. But the I is saying, I see all. Why? Because I'm conscious of myself. The I is quintessentially saying, I know me. That's why I sport the I. In the ancient times, the Eye of Haru is quintessentially the symbol of what? Awakening to what? Divine consciousness, representing the concept of, that's my word again, nihas, becoming enlightened being, knowing yourself and God are one. That's enlightenment. I want every right thinker to understand to be enlightened means to know God for yourself. And it's a process. Yeah, it's a process. Why? Because the work you got to put in for that to happen is up to you. I found that out the hard way, or the old fashioned way. When it happened, I didn't know because I was putting the work in. I didn't know what I was putting the work in for. I was just putting the work in. And when it happened, wow. You open your third eye by what? Obtaining spiritual knowledge and what? Living righteous daily. Over a period of time, something will happen eternally. The Kundalini girls, they going up. Okay, you pass the third level, you reach the heart chakra. Now you have a compassion, you have empathy, you have love for others other than yourself. You can share that love. You're growing and you're getting better. At the fifth level, the throat chakra, what we just went through, you learn to speak from the heart. You learn to be honest with yourself and others. Now you're growing. When you live in that aspect and doing that, something's going to happen. Right, thinkers? My students, get ready. Get ready because it's about to be experienced. That's the mystical experience. Religion call it the mystical experience. We call it the third eye opening. Why? You're about to find out about yourself. Ooh, buddy. Put the seatbelt on, fellas and sisters. This is going to be a ride you will never forget. Trust me. Life-changing experience. I can guarantee you that. Now, you will have to do what? Live, right, win daily. And what'll happen? Your serpent power will start to rise. The Kundalini, the two serpents, they're really one. Okay? But the twins, Isis and Nephthys, we call it serpent power. They call it Kundalini. I'm rolling with the Kundalini, but it's really ancient Egyptian concepts adopted by the Indians and made famous. The Egyptians don't frown about nobody taking their concepts and elaborating on it and making it their own, because that's what everybody did. So they're familiar with that. But I know theirs and the one they adopted. So it's cool. I can teach you the adopted one, and I can also swing back to the old one, which I'm about to do right now. Let's go. With right thinking philosophy, my goal is to what? Get you to open your third eye, aka get you to know yourself or become a master right thinker. Well, those things coincide. Why? Knowing yourself, master right thinking philosophy go hand in hand. But in doing that, you're going to have to open your third eye. The eye that is seeing the real you and reality. It ain't these two. They only see that way. This one sees this way. Your third eye, aka, which is really the pineal gland. We're going back to ancient concepts now. God's receiver of spiritual knowledge. It's that little thing in the middle of your two sides of the brain hemisphere. It sits in the middle. The ancients knew about this. Your pine cone represents the pineal gland. In the Vatican, right there in the middle, they got a big stick with a pine cone on the end. So you think they know about the pineal gland? But you think they use it? Just understand that. Okay. When you open up your third eye, that means your pineal gland has been tapped in, and now you're receiving mission, spiritual, intuitive knowledge from the higher source, aka the Akashic records, aka subconscious, whatever you want to call it. It's tapped into, and you can use it to your benefit. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. The ancients knew that. Okay? Watch this. A lot of people, you might not know you have a third eye. I'm ignorant again. But we all know we have a pineal gland. If you know anything about the human body, the anatomy, again, knowing thyself means you need to know the human anatomy, understand how the body works from head to toe. I'm not a doctor, but I understand how the body works from head to toe, and hence I know myself. Your third eye has spiritual powers because it taps into the higher self to see what others are not even looking at. When I use that phrase, I see what you ain't looking at. I'm looking at the you, the inner you, the real you. Some of y'all don't look too good. They say beauty on the skin deep. They lied. Some of us are ugly on the inside. Turn them inside out. You be like, whoa. So understand that. It ain't what the outside appearance is always about. It's what's on the inside that makes you go for the ride. Here you go. I use my third eye knowledge for daily guidance. I can see clearly now. Okay? Clairvoyance, meaning you can peek into the future, so to speak, a little bit. But that's just because you tap into your what? Higher self. That's what opening the third eye is all about. Raising your conscious level to a level where you're up here. If you're talking and dealing with me, you have to raise your consciousness. Why? Because like Haru, I sail high above. I don't hang out down here. I Rise above that. Why? That's what I'm comfortable at. I'm comfortable up here. Down here, a little hectic, a little annoying, but when you can rise above the nonsense, so to speak, that's what Haru, the spirit of Haru is all about. Every individual has the ability and the proper skills to do that if learned and practiced. It ain't for one person to have it. Nope. All right, next one. The third eye is what? The metaphor for what? Being spiritually enlightened, knowing God. Christ's eyes, third eye was open. He knew himself. Trust me. Here you go. Now, I see spirits because having spiritual knowledge in a third eye opening, this is how I see other people with the third eye. It don't just look in, it look outward like the X-ray vision. I can see through the physical part of your body and look inside and see your spirit, your aura. You have 7 colors to a rainbow, and for every one of the colors, every level from the 1 to 7 of the chakra system represents a color. I see those colors in you. Okay, trust me. Where we at now? Slow down, boy. Slow down. Okay, here you go. With spiritual enlightenment, you're conscious of who you are and God are one. You are united. Why? Because your heart and your mind came together. Heart, mind, coherence. Now you're conscious of who the spirit that's in you is with knowledge now. You don't have to need belief when you have knowledge. Okay, Gnostics, we know. The story goes, now this is the ancient side. Ra sent his eye out, took it out, sent it out on the venture to go find Shu and Tough Nut, his first 2 born. Shu was air, Tough Nut was moist air. They went out and had some fun in the noon, doing their thing, all possibility, just hanging out. Ra got a little worried, like a parent do. His kids out, and a little later, all right, go check them out. The eye represents this, in this concept is Tahuti. Normally it's Hadhuru or Sekhmet. Why? Because when he wanted to do work, he sent his daughters and they can do work. But when he wanted to find something, he let it go in the mind of Tahuti. His mind, he's going to search. But long story short, he brings them back. Ra is pleased. They say from his tears came man. One story. Also, it goes when he brought them back, the eye went to go back and it had been replaced. It go back, it can't get in. Whoa, what happened? I said, relax, calm down. He took it and it turned, it got mad, turned into a serpent. They call it Uranus, the cobra, and it was ready to do work. He took it to appease it, stuck it right here. Now it's an eternal eye, and it still does what? Protect Ra. They all had their Uranus on top of their head because the Uranus can spit venom, poison 6 feet away. So it ain't got to be up on you to poison you. It ain't got to bite you to get the venom in you. It can shoot it. Understand that. So they symbolically understood the power of the serpent. They used it in that manner. Trust me. In a lot of ways. It can cure and it can kill. The same venom that kills you, the same venom that kills you if you get bit by a snake. Another lesson, but that's another one. Here you go. The third eye is used by what? The second eye until he sent it out and came back. And again, that's the problem. So it became the third eye since the middle of his head. Now, on returning, the eye was replaced. So now we have 3 eyes, 2 on the out and 1 on the inside. Why I wear the all-seeing eye? Symbolically, it represents God. He sees all in the conversation or in the manifestation of the sun, which they call Ra. But I also see the third eye as the inner eye that sees inward. Hence, the ancients saw the eye as Ra, as the sun, and it sees all. When it's up in the daytime, the sun comes up, it shines over everything. It sees all. Conceptually, God is the spirit and he dwells in the heart of man, so he knows your heart, aka he sees all inside of you. The third eye is what sees the inner you, symbolically, metaphorically. Okay, here we go. This is all based on. You got to get a philosophical concept, understand it, use it, and see how it works. The ancients was good at that. Okay, I teach you what the third eye is and how it works. I wear the pyramids also because of what it symbolically means to me. The handwritings on the wall. We heard that as a kid, well, some of us did. I don't know if they knew what it meant. I just sure didn't. I do now. The first writings, the first hieroglyphics was found pyramid walls. Okay, another little lesson, a little tidbit there. There you go. We're moving on. So now I know the symbolic meaning of the eye, like it sees your heart. I put it to my grandkids as this is Pop Pop. I see you. I see your heart. I understand what you're thinking, what you're doing. So in their minds, they might not grasp right now, but they say, okay, they see the eye. They think about Papa. Oh, Papa watching. He see me. Yeah, I planted that seed in their mind. Trust me, that's how it's done. And you nurture it. You fly every now and then. I give a little water to it, spread a little sunshine on it, just to keep it growing. That's how you teach young kids, and they grow into the concept once they start using it, understanding what it means. Here you go. The Ankh, okay, another symbol of life, aka known as the key of life. Christians use the cross. They wear the cross around their neck. Ancients, we carried the Ankh. People who worship symbolically now, we wear the Ankh. I choose to wear the pyramids in the eye. So it's all symbolic. And what you think and feel about it. That's all. And what it means to you. I'm sweating like a pig up here. Let me wrap this up again. I appreciate you tuning in. But I'm under the lights right now. It's all good. Last one. Knowledge of self is what opens your third eye. Living, doing, and being, and it will happen. That's how it happens. No other way. When you become spiritually enlightened, reach that Neha state, that's what opens your third eye. That's how it's done. No other way. The Kundalini serpent power, once it gets to the 6th level, bam, you have been putting in some work. You have been rewarded with what? Insight and understanding to who? Yourself. I was just living right. Again, mine came by, wow, I was just living right, doing my thing, and it happened. I was pleasantly shocked and surprised. And since then, I've been full tilt. You need to know this. You need to get this. You need to try this. Why? It's a good thing. When I was doing the drugs, everybody was down with trying it. Let me try that. I got Quaaludes. Let me try that. I never had that before. Let me try that. I never tried that before. They trusted me with the drug, and I appreciate that because back then, those are my people. I didn't want to mess you up. I just wanted you to enjoy a high. I wanted you to get to experience. That's all it was. Now I'm giving you God experience. That's a lot better than that garbage I sold to you or that I even took. But guess what? I'm having the God experience. So I'm still doing like I used to. I'm doing it first. Before I give it to you, I tried it. I tested it. It's good. Sorry about that. Where am I at? Oh, here you go. Now I can teach you knowledge that I learned and live by, and you will do the same, and it will happen for you too. They didn't just pick me to open up because I live right. Anybody who live, do, and be right, it will happen for you. That's the secret. Right thinking philosophy is all about giving you that knowledge of self that will change your life and open your third eye. And that's how it's done with knowledge and living. Trust me. Last one. When you open your third eye, you will have reached the highest spiritual level known to man, aka Nihas. It ain't in the dictionary. You can't Google it. You got to live it, experience it. That's the mystical experience from the ancient side. I appreciate you tuning in. Well, I got some more. Stay tuned.